Salute to you all.
Conductor. That's hard. And I can hear Mach rhyming on this too. Like whenever I'm listening to a Mach song, there's never like an empty sound. There's always something going on, and I kind of fuck with it.
Many of us on this planet moving at a foolish pace. Take for granted how the body needs time to rejuvenate. Now it's like every week I go to see my dentist, allergist, nutritionist. They cortisol interest. Just going for a walk in the sun is momentous.
Salute to you all.
Conductor.
Salute to you all.
Peace, Fly.
New merch in the
Peace,
store
Conductor.
right now. Conductor, we have a problem.
Peace, Williams.
Or the merch shelf right here. I got hoodies in. Came out so fire.
Peace to Conductor, bro.
Fire. Support me with the merch.
It should look
really
clean.
fuels
The
this
merch.
channel,
That merch
fuels me,
look
keeps
fire.
me going, keeps the lights on. You know what I'm saying? Keep them bills paid. So I appreciate y'all. Run it up. Great quality, man. Mach-Hommy, Balance Cho. The last song on the album is a
I
song
haven't heard
produced.
this.
It's called Self Love.
Hey, you know, we might fuck around, listen to the album. Fuck
When I
it.
do the Instagram Q&A questions
the
on
name
my
of it?
story,
What's the
song
name?
I produced, man. Mach-Hommy, Balance Cho. The last song on the album is a song I
Alright,
produced.
say that.
It's called Self Love. When I do the Instagram Q&A questions on my story, I get people asking me, Conductor, what's your favorite
Please
song
add
you
the
ever produced?
hyphen.
And I got a carousel of 3, and it depends on what day it is, right? It's Self Love, Stella Ray, Mach-Hommy, or Peppers, West Side Gun, Yasin, and Quali. So those are my 3 favorite. This one is
Wait,
gotta
run
be.
that back again?
It depends on what day it is, right? It's never produced. And I got a carousel of 3, and it depends on what day it is, right? It's Self Love, Stella Ray, Mach-Hommy, or Peppers.
Self Love. Oh, so this was Stella Ray, Peppers. I've heard Stella Ray, Peppers. The name sounds familiar.
Saigon, Yasin, and Quali. So those are my 3.
I haven't. I've heard of. I think there's a song Peppers with a gun or like Boldy or some shit.
Favorite. This one is gotta be higher ranking than the other 2 though.
Okay.
But
I gotta hear this
love
shit
this
then.
shit so much, bro. This shit, man.
Hold on, what is Stella Ray?
Bring back memories.
Oh, I need to need to remind myself. Stella Ray.
Conductor.
I got you.
Made this in my old studio, last joint of the night type of thing, you know what I'm saying? I was getting tired, made this, and came alive. It just soulful joint. Let's just get into it. Get to the pads so y'all can see how simple this track is. How simple the elements. So we up top with the sample.
Love me a good sample.
The little turnaround at the end of that. Some filter work. The vocal. So the vocal with a bit of delay on it. And then literally kick and snare. That's it. Literally kick and snare in this. Like it's not
This should be so simple.
There's no break. It's just me 1, 2 on a kick and on the snare that's in there. So
It should be so simple. I love it.
Solo out these tracks here. It's just, man.
This is beautiful, bro.
It's just a beautiful sample for one.
This is real chill. It's real like.
Did
I almost want to say
thing,
summer vibes. Dip your feet in a pool or some shit.
In, and it just feels great. My boy Matt, shout out to my dog Matt, the little homie, man. He
Big
came
Mach,
over
nigga.
with a CD.
Please add the hyphen.
CD had all these samples on it, and I had worked on music for about 3 or 4 hours that day, and this was the last beat of the session, really. And I went through my records, and I was really coming up with nothing. And he was like, "Yo, hey Conductor, I brought some shit too." So I took the CD, and I had CDJs in the studio set up. So I put it in, And this was the first sample was on there. I didn't ask him where it was from. I didn't ask him if he made it. I didn't ask him shit. I just instantly went to work, you know what I'm saying? It just felt good, man. So I just hit him with the 1-2.
Real simple, real slight.
Yeesh.
Damn. That bounce with it. Is he gonna do it again?
I was jamming that day, man. I'm feeling.
Hold on.
Yeesh.
He put, yep, yeah.
Yeesh.
That shit hard.
I was jamming that day, man. I'm feeling how I'm feeling right now. I gotta remember I'm doing a video. But I just remember jamming that day and just wanting to we had it so loud. We had it cranked up so loud in there. And the groove is just this thing, you know what I mean? I can't describe it. It's just soul music. You can't really describe. But so now we're sitting with this. I'm sitting with it. I'm like, yo, it needs a B section. But the little sample that he brought on his CD, it didn't have no more to it. It was just basically the length of that sample, and there was no B section to it. So I was like, oh, okay. So I pulled out the micro Korg and played some lines, and that didn't work. And then I hooked up the grandmother Moog, I think, and tried to add some floaties, and that didn't work. So the day before, rewind it back, the day before this session, my father and my mom and dad, some of her records are in there too, but he had a little iron tin of 45s. And I'd never seen this before. I thought I had all the vinyls that he had, you know? But he had this little 45 tin, like a popcorn can, small one, and had 45s in it loose. Some had his name on it, some had my mom's name on it. And I picked up a record that had my mom's name on it. I put it on there and got the vocal line out of it. You know? So I got that vocal line.
There's more.
Doesn't
I thought
make
it
any
was done,
sense.
though.
I slowed the record
more.
all the way down, pitched it down, put it on 33, slowed the record down. Didn't make sense, but it felt right. You know what I mean? Felt right.
I hear it. No, I hear it. I completely hear it. That's hard. And I can hear Mach rhyming on this too. Just feeling it all,
Crazy,
bro.
bruh.
Like whenever I'm listening to a Mach song, there's never like an empty sound. There's always something going on, and I kind of fuck with it. Whether it's the beat, the sample, or Mach himself riding the shit, bro. Like,
Bruh.
that's hard.
It just, I always mention William Burroughs cut up style of stuff.
Knowing how to like cut the sample off and loop it. It's an art.
This was different though. This was luck. It was luck. But I didn't know what I was looking for. But I told Matt, I was like, I need it maybe just like a little vocal sample over time.
Yeah.
Like chipmunk soul. I was gonna do a chipmunk soul over it. But when I found that and that loving yourself and taking them all for granted, I was just like, yo. It just resonated so cold in my life at the time too, because at the time I was actually working on valuing myself more, being a little bit more greedy, saying no to people, valuing my mental health, valuing my physical health, valuing my spiritual health. That's what I was going through at that time. You know, it's like, man, I'm about to like turn up for me. And so when I found that vocal by love,
hard.
like I said, and it's that, you know, loving yourself and taking them all for granted, it's like, I just felt that energy, like, yo, it's my turn now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's my turn. Everybody
That's
eating,
hard.
it's my turn. That was really kind of an empowering moment to put those two worlds together. And it was, you know, the creative angels sending messages to me while in the room, You know, they were sending messages to me through the music that I needed to do that. So I made the record, I made the beat, I shut the machines off, I dumped it, shut the machines off, and all the way home I just had this record jamming, bruh. I had this beat jamming in the car, and I was dancing. I mean, it just felt so dope, man. I got home, the first person I thought to send it to was a singer from Canada named Carling Stevenson, the homie. She texted me back immediately, like fire emojis, like, oh, Conductor, like, this is crazy. D. Like, this is crazy. We had a quick text. She's like, what you want me to do? I was like, I don't want you to necessarily do anything, sing on it or nothing. I just want you to jam with me. I just needed somebody to jam again, you know? The next day, literally, man, I'm recounting this in real time for y'all. Like, I really remember this moment. I texted I want to say he called me, and I was telling him about the beat. I texted it to him when we got off the phone. So we had like a conversation or whatever. And then he's like, yo, don't forget to send me that. So I sent him that beat over. Not in a pack, but just as a one-on-one. Because I knew that he would understand. And I didn't tell him about what I was going through spiritually, mentally, physically, none of that. I just told him that this beat is soulful, brilliant, and it felt great. So when he sent the draft back, probably about a week or two, he sent the draft back.
Bodied that shit. He bodied that shit.
He sent the draft back, bro. On there talking.
That's a beautiful
on there
ass sample.
talking, called it self-love, and then he just went into another bag that I had never heard Mach go into. Being romantic about it, having fun with the idea of this. He kind of had the LL Cool J, I Need Love voice. Did y'all peep that? I gotta ask Mach if he did that on purpose. If he did that, he probably won't tell me. But I'm gonna ask him if he did it on purpose. But the raps were, those weren't, that wasn't lyricism to spin your head around. Mach delivered a message. He showed his character. He was personal. He was the big brother. He was just amazing on that record, man. You can feel his love through it.
I'm really interested to listen to this track
his
now.
empathy through that record. And yeah, man, one of my favorite joints, Self-Love, Balancho. That's all I got.
I might listen to that
merch
at an album at some point.
ConductorWeHaveAProblem.com. Support your boy. Conductor out.
Peace, fly.
Peace.
Peace, Conductor. Peace, Williams, nigga. Hold on. They forgot the hyphen on this shit. It's really supposed to be like, feel me? Please add the hyphen. Alright, let me set up the game shit while we listen to this. That shit is beautiful, bro.
Hey, you ever stop to thank your heart for beating? What if you had to stop and think for your lungs to start breathing?
Hold on.
Whole lot of people will be blue in the face. It's a marathon, not a sprint for the human race. Many of us on this planet moving at a foolish pace. Take for granted how the body needs time to rejuvenate. Being solid put a lot of stress on the joints. Why I get my therapist to massage my pressure points. From sliding on the hoods of cars, jumping over fences. Now it's like every week I go to see my dentist, allergist, nutritionist. They cortisol interest. Just going for a walk in the sun is momentous.
That's hard. That's super hard. That's super hard. Go listen to the full song. You feel me? Mach-Hommy, Self-Love. But alright.
Look the judge in the eye and lie my hand on the Bible. Shit, you nigga.